Hi folks, back again. Bathrobe Chronicles number 58. I'm a little more subdued now. Anyway, I'm not prepared for this one. Not that that slowed me down in the past. I want to talk about bogus treatments and how people, number one, go to these folks, and how people, number two, continue to go to these folks. And I'm not claiming I have any answers here. And if I do have any opinions, that's what they are, opinions, because I truly don't know what the mechanisms are that cause all of this stuff. But anyway, in the case of chiropractors, there are actually some people out there who think that these folks are actual doctors, you know, real medical doctors who went to a real medical school and so forth and so on. And they actually believe that. You know, all of the 50 states license these folks and allow them to parade around in white coats and call themselves doctors. So a lot of us who go to these folks, we just assume that we're going to a doctor, number one. Number two, we also, and I can surely appreciate this, we feel as though if the state is allowing these people to hang a shingle and say Dr. Jones or what have you, that gosh, they must be okay because the state is saying, hey, it's okay, they're doctors, go to them, they know what they're doing. Well, that surely isn't the truth, as I hope you know by now. But anyway, and then you also have the other folks, the energy healers, reflexologists, psychic healers, you know, and on and on and on. So how is it, number one, that we go to these folks, and how is it, number two, that we continue to go to these folks? Well, I don't know. I have a few thoughts on that. Excuse me. One thing is, in the case of the chiropractor, as I said, we're going to someone who is legally allowed to say they are a doctor. And some of us feel as though they're a real doctor. Their specialty, so to speak, is chiropractic. You know, like some doctors are neurologists, and some are oncologists, and so forth and so on. You know, they have the specialty. So a lot of people actually think that a chiropractor is someone who went to medical school and they're doing whatever it is chiropractors do. That's their specialty. Boy, are they in for a shock. So, with the other folks, the energy healers, reflexologists, psychic healers, and all that stuff, you notice I didn't say bullshit. I'm trying to keep my language down so my mom won't, you know, put the soap in my mouth. You know, I guess a friend or something will tell them to go. Also, folks who go get massages and things like that, you know, there's some massage schools that actually teach, if that's the appropriate word, this energy healing business, you know, this Reiki stuff and all of that. Another thing is the appeal to authority. Locally here, I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want you to know where I am. I mean, not that any of you are even watching this, but we have this huge place that has, you know, all of this stuff, you know what I mean? And it's named after a fellow who's real famous and supposedly was a psychic and a this and a that. Well, this is like a mecca. I mean, every bogus bullshit, excuse me, every bogus scam treatment you can think of, they have at this place. And actually people come here, you know, from here and there and around the world, actually. And of course they have all these schools there where you can go to master's degree and BS, you know, like intuitive healing and things like that. So of course, if we're just walking down the street and we see this huge place, and we go in there and they say, oh gosh, we are for this, we are for that. I mean, you know, a lot of us would say, well gosh, you know, I'm sure I would have also at one time, not now today, thank you, say, well gosh, you know, it has to be legitimate. Look at this place, it's huge. And all these people running around in white coats and doing all this stuff and talking all this stuff. And so we somehow get caught up in that. I think the other part is that typically we go to these folks for things like chronic conditions, like arthritis, lower back pain. I don't feel real well, you know, those kinds of things, these things that you really can't put your finger on. These are also things that seem to wax and wane. In other words, most of us don't have chronic lower back pain forever. You know, we go out and work in the yard, or we do something that like pulls a muscle, for lack of a better term, or whatever, and we get a little lower back pain. So we tend, not all of us, but we tend to seek treatment when there's actually something going on. Okay. Now, if we have lower back pain, it's going to go away. You know, I mean, unless we have, you know, like we have a vertebra that's crushed, or we've been in an accident, or and you know, there's an actual physiological problem there, and it's going to go away. So if I have this back pain, and I go to a chiropractor, and the chiropractor cracks my back, the back pain is going to go away. Maybe not that day, and most likely not because of whatever cracking this person did. It's just going to go away, and that's the way it is. If I feel a little, you know, out of sorts, and I go to my energy healer, my out of sortedness, so to speak, is going to go away sometime. Now, who will I give the credit to? I'll give the credit to the energy healer, because, you know, gosh, I went there, they did this mumbo jumbo, they spent a couple hours with me, they held my hands, they did this acupressure, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, it's going to go away. A lot of this, of course, is the placebo effect. In other words, we go to our energy healer because we have faith in him or her, and we are expecting to feel better. So the placebo effect is also working, you know, when we do seek treatment from these people. Excuse me. I really need to start making notes, because, you know, I just start babbling away. Well, we're getting close to the time here, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this, and I'm going to start part 2.